now?
Hi guys, my name's Adeel. I go by the internet handle Four Wude. You might have seen some of my videos on Akuma's channel. I play Akuma as the main character. I've been playing him since vanilla. I've also been playing him in Super. I've never dropped it since. Since the amount of characters have practically doubled since the game first came out, knowing the matchups is really important. So that's what I mainly play for. Make sure I'm perfect with my character.
All right, cool. All right, start off. What are your general thoughts on Akuma in AE?
My general thoughts are that he's a very strong character. He got a slight damage nerf, but it's not that bad compared to most characters. Some characters got their entire game plans destroyed, such as Cammy. Bison has to work a little bit harder with his scissor kick pressure because of the knockback. But in terms of Akuma, all of his options are intact. His vortex is intact. He's still got his cross-ups, he's still got his damage, his frame advantage. Everything feels really, really good. He still has, really powerful moves, really great ultra for anti-airs, and wall punishes. So I feel really good about Akuma. I believe he is going to be top tier in the grand scheme of things in this game.
Second question, why do you play with Akuma?
I play with Akuma because I've always liked the character a lot. I'm mainly a Shoto player, like that's my style. I like having great normals to work with. I like having fireballs. And Akuma goes one step further. As long as I deal with the health disadvantage, I can really overwhelm opponents with demon flips, demon flip pressure, great normals, amazing walk speed, especially in this game where dash is not as reliable with Akuma. The walk speed lets him walk in and out, and fish were really good knockdowns with roundhouses, sweeps, a lot of bread and butter combos. He's just a complete character. As long as you know how to block and you really know what your opponent can do and what your opponent's character can do, he's definitely a really good force in this game.
All right, just gonna go to general questions. Do you feel that the buffs and nerfs in general to all the characters in AE have made the game more balanced?
I believe yes, they have, because even though Super Console was pretty balanced as it was, I felt that certain matchups in the game were extremely difficult to win. I believe Cammy gave characters a really hard time because they didn't have good reversals to stop her pressure, and she had really good options against characters with fireballs as well, with the EX cannon drills as well as the Ultra. Bison would just shut down a lot of characters, especially fireball characters, because of his Ultra. He could maintain pressure against characters with no reversals. So it made it difficult for a lot of characters to compete with the highest level characters in the game. So I feel that Arcade Edition has definitely alleviated some of those problems. And I'm really excited to see how the game turns out, especially because it is an arcade version. Japan's going to be playing this game very seriously, and we have a lot of information that we can get from them. As opposed to where console was mainly limited to homes, and Japanese players prefer to play in arcades. And I feel that they come up with some of the best techniques in the game.
All right. All right. Next, we're going to go to the twins. Who do you feel has the most potential to be the best in the long run, and why? I mean, I know they're saying that Yun is the best right now, but do you feel that's going to hold up? I
feel Yun's going to hold up better than Yang because he has more dimensions to his gameplay. He has an extremely fast dive kick. He has really great vortex options off knockdowns. His damaging combos hit harder than Yang's. Yang, I believe, is more reliant on footsies because of how his low forward is. His low forward is definitely faster than Yun's. It can maintain greater pressure, and he can use safe for Rekkas and put himself in optimal range to punish character mistakes. Yun has good options to get around characters, such as he has the EX shoulder to get through fireballs. He's got really great reversals. I believe his standard up kicks are about 5 frame, and his EX up kick is 4 frames, so it can beat out a lot of safe jumps and option selects in the game. And it also puts you in a relatively safe range even if you miss it. If characters are not expecting to bait out a DP, then they can, Yun can especially fly away with his uppercut. And unless you're on point with the punishment, it's really hard to punish. So there's always, they have a really good mix-up game in your close to the opponent. But I believe Yun excels because he's got more tools to use off his command grab. He's got excellent frame traps. Basically, you're guessing 3 times as hard when you're fighting him up close because he can hit hard. I believe that Yang Super is going to hold better than Yun's though because of the damage scaling in the game, whereas Sei and Boo really does a good job at keeping pressure on the opponent with the shadows. So you can really develop a lot of anti-mash setups with that. Yun has to really get a really good setup for Gen Agent and get to the corner, more than likely ending with a sweep, as you've seen Daigo and other players doing because they get a Vortex 50-50 off of it. I believe Yun's a stronger character overall, though. I believe he's going to give players a harder time once he's mastered completely.
Okay. All right. Just a follow up to that question. Out of the mid-tier characters, who do you think has the most potential to be a sleeper, to break into the top tier maybe?
DJ for sure. I feel that the buffs that he got are relative to the character's nerfs. I feel that he has really good potential to be good at this game. He's got great zoning tools, he's got great normals, he's got a very fast knockdown. He can change his jump arcs with the short and just doing regular jumps. His fireball pressure is great, he's got great normals in the air, and he's got great reversals. Can't really cross him up because of the up kicks that he has, and also his EX thrust kicks go through fireballs. So I definitely believe he's going to be a contender. I can't really foresee many bad matchups for him right now because he has a very complete tool set. So DJ's definitely going to surprise you, and especially with players like Mike Ross that are picking him up right now in case Honda doesn't cut it out in the end. And I believe you're really going to see DJ shine in this game.
Okay. Now I'm just going to ask a local question. But what do you think the Houston scene, fighting game scene, Super Street Fighter 4, 8, has to do to step up their game?
I believe we have to master our characters fully and completely. I think that we have a really good player base, but they're not exploiting the full potential of their characters and system mechanics such as option selects. Most people here really need to expand their game in that regard and break it down to more technical levels. Break down frame data, understand which reversals they can option select, which characters they can't option select. Because option selects are really a huge part of this game that solves a lot of bad matchup problems. Just be more technical, make sure we punish accurately and quickly, and maximize the damage of all of our characters' moves and make sure that we can overcome our matchups. So we have a diverse character player base, but we need to expand on mastering our characters instead of just being okay with our characters. We have some good top players here. We have people definitely, I feel, can compete on a national level, but we just need to step it up more and make the whole community like that.
If you wanted to name some of those players, like yourself, obviously, but
well, including me, we have Ketsu. He's really notorious for playing really oddball characters that have a lot of aggression in them, a lot of fancy tricks. Really hard to block characters like Ibuki, Sea Viper, that are always in your face and difficult to react to. So he's good practice in learning how to stop really fast characters, which is good for us. We have Jermaine, that's a really good 8-on player. He's been playing him since Console Super. He used to be an Akuma player, but he swapped to 8-on, and he's definitely doing really well. I have really high hopes for him. I'm teaching him how to break the game down on a bit more technical level with the option selects and frames and things like that. So once he gets that down, I believe he's going to be really well. Outside of the Planet Zero players, we also have Wojan, of course. He plays Zangief. Mainly grappler characters, very patient, very good player. We have upcoming players. We have Maddock, who's an excellent Super Kami player that I believe is going to be a really good force in this game once he keeps playing more, gets more tournament experience. And Rubix is definitely a contender with Nelson. His blocking ability is really good. I feel that he can block a lot of stuff in this game, and having really good blocking is important in this game, especially when you play a character that has no good reversals such as Nelson.
Cool. So about those players. Okay, we got a Showdown Championship coming up in March, right? And Random was telling me there's going to be a lot of out-of-town players coming in this time as opposed to last year. We just had more local players, Texas players. But so he's saying there's going to be some top players that are coming down to play AE Showdown Championship. Are you going to be doing anything special or different because of that to train for that?
Definitely train harder. Make sure my reactions are on point. Make sure I don't miss executions. Use more P-links. I feel like I don't use enough P-links to maximize my execution, but definitely just make sure I do everything and do it right. Don't lose the top player mentality just because I'm playing someone that's well known. I tend to sometimes maybe get flustered or not react as well as I would according to use of players. So definitely make sure that I stay on my game at all times. And just stay sharp, make sure I don't get lazy, make sure I punish everything that I can. Definitely use my mix-up. People really like my mix-up with Akuma. They feel it's extremely scary. Maybe some of the best in the nation. I've played some really good players. So they definitely think I have a lot of potential. Just need more experience and make sure I don't miss things that are common to miss in tournament pressure. So.
Okay. And lastly, I already know the answer, but are you gonna stick with your main?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, I'm gonna stick to Akuma because I feel that he doesn't really have any large weaknesses, and you really have to play a very different game when you're fighting against Akuma because you have to worry about several options that Akuma has, such as teleport, EX pressure with the fireballs in the air and the ground, great normals, great walk speed. He's a complete character. I feel he has very few weaknesses. If there are weaknesses, I feel it's more of the player's understanding of the game and making sure that he does everything correctly. So you definitely have to be a very well-rounded player, I believe, to play Akuma correctly and make sure you minimize your mistakes. Minimizing mistakes is the most important thing with that character because you just get hit too hard. Like one Viper combo on him does like 70% damage. I'm sure you've seen that video that Shin Akuma put up. So definitely a force in the game. I have no reason to drop him. Definitely takes a long time to learn that character, but once you master him, you can pretty much beat every character in the game if you play correctly.
All right, well, that's a wrap. I appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks.